Good evening, everybody. It's time again for your Rowdies Talk Radio, the Green and Gold Gospel.
Hey there, little Red Riding Hood, I got a problem and it's complicated. Going through changes and I just can't ignore the signs. Hear them now and it's so loud it hurts. Hear me growl and hear me howl when the full moon is out. Hear me growl, you see me run, you see me jump. Try to fight, but I ignore it with the prize in hand. You better watch out, it's gonna take more than what you got. All eyes are on me and the silence is deafening. You're so helpless against this full moon. Don't ever say I didn't warn you, because I came to play, came to play, I came to play, came to play, I came to play, came to play, I came to play. Wow!
Good day, Rowdies fans. Time is a flat circle and not real. I think this is my first show in 3 weeks. I think Ben did a solo show just recently on Saturday. But, time is a flat circle. We are back with another show. I am joined, as always, by the man that is so old. He is the one that's greeted God when he first woke up before creation.
All right, we're starting with violence.
Yeah, I mean, I had another music-based joke about how, like, you thought Stained was the epitome of, like, emo or something. But, like, that's dating me, too, because Stained
All right.
hasn't been relevant in, like, 30.
Hey, they had their time, okay, and they were great. I actually like Stain. I saw them in featuring Static X at Janus. They were good. They were good. As long as you're not saying they sucked, then I'll go with it. But yeah, I'm old. I'm getting old. I feel old.
It's been a while, but I wouldn't say they suck.
I almost, oh God, I wanted to sing that lyric, but I was like, no, it's a different band. Okay, no. Yeah, so yeah, I'm old. You're right. You're right about that. I'm getting old. If you can tell by the gray in my face, I'm old and I'm tired. But I just got off vacation, and
You don't
let me
work. What
tell
are you vacationing from? That's like me saying I'm on vacation.
No, and no, sir, we're not going to do that. I work a boatload, and so much that our company was like, "You guys work so much that we are giving you a week and a half off." Thank you, by the way, Ray. It's much appreciated the summer vacation. I spent. Well, go ahead. Let's hear it.
You're, the homeless guy at Al Lang. They were just like, "What are you doing in our stadium? Go home." And you're calling that a vacation.
I couldn't even go to Al Lang. Joke. I mean, no joke. I mean, because they're ripping up all the concrete in the dang parking lot and refinishing it. I'm guessing partially for the race coming up next year, but also because, let's be honest, that parking lot was awful.
It's about time.
Yeah, dude, like massively over time. But I tried to go there, and I griped about this on the pod last week. So yes, there was a pod last week for all 20 of you that actually listened to it. But my gripe was they dropped this amazing jersey, and then you can't even go pick it up. Like, okay, you can order it, but what fun is that? Like, who wants to go? I want to go and pick it. I went to the store and it was closed. I'm like, what the F, man? How are you going to drop this banger of a jersey and then not let me go grab the damn thing? Let me spend my money, okay? Bad planning, people. Should have even a remember the old pop-up stand they had at was it International or was it West Shore? International, and Nancy worked it.
Yeah.
I mean, give me something, man. Damn. I mean, I'm just all right, sorry. Old man gripe. I'm good. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm back from vacation. I'm back to hating things, and everything sucks, and I'm old and my body hurts because I slept funny. So whatever. Give me my vitamins.
Yeah, and you drink your Ensure shake. Make sure you take your medicines. Eat your Metamucil or whatever. Keep your fiber regular.
Yep, fiber 1 all day.
And get ready for a show. We got it. We finally. Since the group stage, I guess, is now over, it is time to make do on what do we got to do? 3 shots of this because it's 3 wins?
Fuck. Yeah. I can't count. You're right. Yeah, we got to do that.
So we might as well do the first one. We'll start this episode with their first shot.
God help us. For those of you that know me, I don't drink at all. I don't drink. And it's not that
for those who know me, I never not drink.
Yeah, well, that's also true. Oh, that's probably more. I don't even know what a shot is.
This is going to be awful. I hate Jaeger with a passion. So
I'm doing it
thanks.
appropriately, though.
I
No
got a
sponsor.
Corona, which is probably the worst idea to chase this with. I don't know how that is
I
going
don't
to
know,
go.
man. If you're gonna go in, just go in. That's what I
I have-
say.
Yeah. Anyway, so here's to our first Jägermeister Cup win. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. Yep, as awful as ever.
Yeah. Yeah. I should have.
That's a taste.
This is not a product endorsement. Jägermeister does not pay us any money, but they had like a Jägermeister coffee. I think it was called like Jaeger
Okay.
Black or something. And it was actually pretty tasty. But whoa, buddy. This is not.
No. Oh, it doesn't get better as it goes.
Whew, we're getting.
You know what's bad is you remember when they had like the Jägermeister machine, you could put 3 bottles in. Then you had the Jaeger dispenser. Remember my buddy? He was just making obscene amounts of money when we were like 22, 23. So he bought one, and literally we would drink this stuff it was nothing but Jaeger bombs. We drank nothing but Jaeger bombs and shitty beer. And there was a time in my life where I think that my body was probably 90% Jaeger bombs, and it was great. This isn't that time.
No. So,
I mean,
here's to winning the group. I think we won the group. I don't even know. I just know we won 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think even with we have the potential to be second, I think, behind if we lose to Charleston, but they're not taking the group phase very seriously, which fine by me. But something tells me, Lee Cohen playing again, having his team play against us again. I don't foresee he's going to come out lightly in the game. Then again, he might say he doesn't care. Maybe he leaves it up to the coach. He might say, "Hey, coach, I have a little extra in this game. I don't know. Screw you." But whatever. I mean, that's fine. I mean, yes, we lead the entire group.
We're currently leading the group, which is great because I think next shot, which we'll do in a couple more minutes to let that one settle.
Please.
Is going to be a twofold one of celebrating our second win, but also a sad send off to the USL Championship season for the Rowdies.
Yeah.
Positive as results were looking going into this last game. There was obviously some changes. Coaching, we hired a new coach who I love his resume. I love what he did in Omaha. He got them playing great football, a style that we were hoping Robbie Nielsen was going to bring and didn't, but he knows the league. So it was definitely, I think you can take the coach hire and the Alvarez signing as statements of intent for the future. So I think like my thing is figure out who's staying, give, probably Forrest Lasso a swan song. I don't know if he comes back next year. He probably will retire. I know he's older, he come back with knee injury. Maybe his heart's not in it as much. He's still a leader. I want him back. He's, a multiple defender of the year. I love him. I mean, he did get a red card and cost us the match, but but that's what you get with Forrest Lasso, right? Like that is not unexpected.
Right. It was a very old school Lasso kind of game.
Yeah.
I mean, the game itself was a physical game, which honestly played to his strengths.
I will say, and Casey said it and not me, that the call was a lot of the calls against Lasso were less fouls and more just he's a large man. And and he gets like there's a bias towards like the guy flying because Forrest is just a sequoia tree back there that like if you run into it you're gonna bounce off. And we've seen it happen a lot. Like he's a large man and gets the calls against him, which if they're 50-50 it sucks, but we're used to it.
Well, and it's the thing is too, it's like, I mean, you could look at either one, and had he not gotten a yellow, you could be like, ooh, he's lucky not to get a yellow there. So it's like it could have gone either way. So I think was it a fair red? I mean, no, to the letter of the law. I can hear Steven right now. Shut up, Steven. To the letter of the law, he deserved the red. But I mean, in a game where it's physical like that, I guess that's where I have my issues, right? Because the game was physical, and I think there's a number of moments in the game where cards could have been thrown out that there was advantage played or whatever. And I'm like, if you're going to let teams play, let them play. If it's going to be physical, let it be physical. It wasn't like he went in with any malice intent, right? He went up, Agudelo just got to it faster. And it was literally boom, boom, Agudelo heads it, boom, gets hit. And like, it was kind of a lazy jump at it for Forrest to cause the red. But I don't know. And honestly, at the point of the field that it happened to, it's like, did it need to happen? I mean, I don't know. I mean, are you afraid that he could, I mean, you're the last defender. Are you afraid he's going to get by? I mean, I don't know. I felt like the game didn't need that play, but at the same time, it is what it is. There's never an opportune time to get a red card. It's, but I mean, even with the red card though, I mean, we still played phenomenal. I didn't even think like when we went down to 10 men, I don't really feel like San Antonio was any better than us. I don't feel like they did anything to make me overly concerned.
Yeah, because you're, pardon my French, an asshole who
True.
was like, oh, that's a hard fought point and turn the game off. And it wasn't even over yet. And then we concede.
Okay. You know what?
We're not putting this on Forrest Lasso. We're putting it on you. We're putting it on you.
Fine. Put it on me, people. I caused this loss. I did it all the way from my couch.
Yep.
And my Cuban sandwich as I'm eating it, watching this game. I mean, it did totally, like, did it not, like, was that not totally fitting though? Like, I literally, it's like, we're about to take the throw in. I'm like, I'm fucking done. Because, by the way, hold on. How did I glaze over this? What the broadcast? What the shit was up with this broadcast? That was it filmed with a bunch of flip phones from 1998? I mean, did they put up their switch, whatever that fucking thing was called, and film this whole game? It was awful. Even the playback was awful. I mean, come on, it's Texas. And I mean, they can't afford a nice camera. Even the 1080
HD's not allowed there. You know,
that wasn't even a 720. Okay, that was just hot garbage. All right.
You needed to break out your 90s like square, giant, 80-pound TV, and it would have been crystal clear.
Dude, we have cameras at the Trop that are the size of my truck that would take a better image than that freaking whatever. Yeah, so classically, yes, we're about to take the throw and to throw it down the line. I change the channel. I can't take it. I'm done because it literally just ticked over to the 95th minute. I mean, game should be done. And I text, I text Dan and I'm like, you know what? I at least thought we are going to get out of here with a tie. I'm happy to get out with a tie. It was like the point was I think that was the name of the game, especially with the player down. Life is good. And he's like, you fucking cursed us. And I'm like, what? Sure enough. Look, it's my fault. I'll own that.
You jinxed it.
I'll own that. That's on me. But at the same time, how the do you let him get behind you like that?
I actually
he looked, I mean, look, he probably wasn't offsides, but he probably was at the same time.
Yeah.
The ball was played forward to a guy ahead of him behind the last defender. I mean, I'm an idiot. And confirmed, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We
know.
Whatever. The point is, even a dumb guy like me can tell angles with geometry when you play in that direction. And it goes forward. The player's already there. He had to be ahead of him when the ball was played. Whatever. You know what? It's our own damn fault. I mean, look, we didn't let them do anything for basically 60 minutes, 70 minutes of that damn game. I mean, we played a hell of a game. But these are the dangers of letting a team, letting a team hang around like that. Or I shouldn't say letting a team hang around. I mean, that's not fair. But I mean, these are the dangers of playing away at anybody's stadium. I mean, the crowd still wants it. I mean, these things happen. It just, holy crap, man. I really thought we had this point. I really, really thought we had this point. And it would have been so good for Coach Dominic to be able to walk around like, hey, that was a hard fought. It was a tough game. I thought it was great to stand up against the number 2 team in the West. And I think we had the better of the chances, other than obviously the one Agudelo chance that was like point blank on Bondre, which huge save. But other than that opportunity, what did they do?
Nothing.
I mean, nothing. So, I mean, but I think that plays to the fact, like I was talking about last week, is just this team they feel themselves. It's just for whatever reason, we just have these moments. And I get we're down Lasso, but even with the substitutions we made, Castellanos drops in, and I think he came in for Manu. I mean, it was the right substitution to bolster that defense. I felt just as comfortable, and they proved it. I mean, I don't know. I think the referee let the game go too long. Whatever. I'm going to keep griping. I don't care. Everything sucks. Screw.
You're ranting, and I'm just thinking that how many jokes I can make with since we lost Coach Steve from Big Mouth, and now we have Dom. How many Dom sub jokes can I make during a game?
Guys, you know how much he loves.
I just like
Too fast, too furious. Yeah, look,
God.
I hope
No.
to God every Fast and Furious joke you can think of starts getting just flood our socials. I just want to see them all now.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking more like S&M, like DOMs and subs,
All right.
because I think, I want to make it edgy, but, I guess I think if we could start doing
I'll be able
Coach
to
Dom
start
says everybody's family, like we can make those jokes too. There's we have some good quality jokes we can make now.
Look, we have enough intelligent people. Well, okay, hold on. Let me back off on that statement. We have enough creative people out there in Rowdy's family to be able to come up with something good. And you know what? Don't just write out you've got ChatGPT. Use it. You can
Yeah.
do it. I believe in you.
Like a tifo where it's got like Coach Dom in like the Camaro and it says like, here in St. Pete, we're all family or something.
I mean, I don't hate any of these ideas. I'm here for it. I mean, this is fine with me.
God. But yeah, okay. So back on track. Obviously, the coach was announced like middle of the week. He didn't really have like a lot of time. Like it's our third. Technically, I think somebody put it to me as the team is now in its third preseason.
Yes and no. I mean, so I'm going to try and be serious for a second. So one of the things he talked about is he's really leaning on Steve Coleman to really kind of help show him. He's trusting the work that Coleman's done up to this point to really kind of lead him the way, give him a couple weeks to kind of get to know the players, get to know their strengths and their weaknesses, understand their system, understand what's working and not working. And by the way, and I said it last week, and I want to say it again, I'll give you a chance to kind of think about it as well. But how important is it now, in hindsight, looking at what Steve Coleman did, to be able to take a fractured team and rebuild them, build this this network of guys that are fighting for each other in the face of a ton of adversity, and really get them to fight back and believe in each other and believe in the system and believe in their coach, to now have this guy step in, Dominic Casiano. Low, someone really needs you to fix me on this one, man. I don't know what to say. Anyways, but to now have this guy come in, and I mean, look, I think there's opportunity here. Again, I don't have any crazy idea of like we're going to make a top four. I know we're not, but I mean, I think Steve Coleman deserves a lot of praise, because I really do feel like in hindsight, for all the shit that everyone gave him, was the right guy for the job. And I think he did a phenomenal job to really set the table for Dominic to come in and really assess what he actually has. He's getting a team that's actually fighting. And I think that's going to say a lot about the players he's going to want to keep on going in and going forward.
Yeah, I agree. I think, I made a joke that after the loss that like Steve Coleman wouldn't allow that to happen. Just like fire the new guy.
Out.
Dominic out. But like it was 90% a joke. I do think there's the world existed where this team was fighting for Steve Coleman. They were coming together. There was a vision. There was a plan. And like now they're, I obviously the new coach has his own ideas, but he's obviously going to lean on Steve and do these things. But it is to go back to it, it is kind of a preseason in the fact that like little things are going to be tweaked. Little things are going to be like expectations are going to be adjusted. Game plans are going to be adjusted. New ideas, new things are going to be coming in each week. So there's going to be adjustments made and what the coach wants to see, different benchmarks, different goals. So it's got to be, as a player, kind of like, here we go again,
right,
mingled with excitement, because like I know these guys want to compete. Like the players that I've talked to and that I've known for a while are some of the most competitive individuals that like live and breathes football, soccer all day, every day. So like they probably love this new challenge, and but it's got to be mentally exhausting to go from Robbie Nielsen to Steve Coleman to this, and like. And, like on top of the hurricanes and the lack of home games and then losing the two, like your Robbie Nielsen while not having a win for God knows how long. Like there's so much that is just, we're trying to fix and adjust and overcome and process. And, like it just feels so, it's the weirdest season I have covered. And like, which is saying a lot, because, I'll never forget Neil Collins' first year when like Marcel Schaefer dipped out halfway through. Like it's just been, we've had some weirdness in this club, but I think, and also we'll get to it later, but I just need to throw in also, while the club might be being sold, we don't know, there's no details surrounding the Rowdies, but so like Lord knows what's happening. Like everything is tumultuous and in chaos. It feels like there's no stability for anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I almost forgot about the Forrest Gump move by Martin Vingard, where he just kind of said, "I'm kind of tired. I think I'm going to go home now." It's like,
Yeah.
okay, see ya.
Yeah, everybody
I
just
mean,
kind of
Marcel
dipped.
Schaefer, like, I'm out. See you later. It's like, wow, okay. No, I mean, you're right. There's so many things kind of stacked on this team right now, and but again, I keep saying, like, I mean, the team still keeps fighting. I mean, you could see it. I mean, even in this game, I mean, like, that was a deflating loss, and I'll be curious to see how they come back because we have a chance to not be at the bottom, which I tell you guys, we're back at the bottom. But we can go beat Hartford, and we can put ourselves 2 points ahead of them again. Now I realize I think they're like 13 games in hand while we're at 15. So obviously
They
they
got
can
two.
catch quick. Yeah, it's weird. Like, I mean, it is like this time of year because you get a lot of weird schedules back and forth. And of course, we're on like a 6-game away stand, which is insane because that's awesome and great for schedule. But whatever. I mean, look, I hope the team is able to bounce back from this one, and get up for this Hartford game. I still think there's a lot to play for. I mean, Coach Tom was brought in at the midpoint. I guess
Just
they
that,
said it's
yeah.
like the midpoint of the season. I hope that all this momentum that has been built can stay because I know there's going to come a point when you're a bottom 1, 2, 3 team that players are just going to check out. Just as much as we hate that as fans, it just happens. And I'm worried that we are within a month or two of that starting happening. And it's going to be rough. And like you said, we're going to have certain players that I think are on their final leg. As sad as it is to say, there's definitely certain players, I think we all know who they are, no names need to be said, that are probably on their last season. That's tough to say, but it is what it is. That's just part of, professional sports. But I think there's been a lot of pluses too. I mean, you had mentioned the fact that now bringing in a new head coach, I'm glad that they brought him in mid-season. It means he's going to get a full half a season with these players to decide who he wants to keep and who he wants to build, who he wants to build with and who he's ready to kind of part ways with. It's going to give him a full off season. I think Alvarez has been an absolutely phenomenal signing. I think the kid has been absolutely fantastic for any shortcomings that he has in his game. Quite frankly, I don't see how you don't start him game in and game out. And this is, I mean, not to kind of beat a dead horse here, but I mean, like, there was a lot of people chirping about Nate Worth and his value and what he brought. But when I'm looking for a player who just has that dog in him, it's not that Nate wasn't talented. He was very talented, but I look at a guy like Alex or like Alvarez who just, I mean, he was getting hit and giving it right back. He has great vision. He had no fear in playing balls in places that, quite frankly, don't need to be played. He's happy to play up top or get in the mix of things. And for me, that's the kind of player that I feel like if you want to establish yourself and grow and develop, like, that's the kind of kid I want to develop with. Could we have done something with Nate Worth? Yes, but I really feel like Alex has been an absolutely phenomenal signing, and I love what he's done.
I think Nate Worth comparison is still a little unfair because Nate Worth is still a child. Like Alvarez is 22, and Nate Worth is 17. So Nate has a ceiling that is comparable, I think. But I think it was unfair to have him in a senior team, especially a struggling senior team. Like if Neil, like for lack of a better comparison, if Neil Collins was still here and we were, in first place by like 6 points, or not even if we were in first or second place, late in games, you can throw him on for 20 minutes to get the game time experience. You can, to win games at, you know what I mean? Like there is a more opportunity, but when you're chasing games, like Nate has the talent, but he's still young and not mature. He like Alvarez is also larger physically, so he can take those shots and give them out. Nate Worth is not going to be a large guy. He's not a large guy.
No, but I mean, I wouldn't say. And by the way, I keep saying Alex. It's Luis Alvarez. I know. I'm just dumb. Just deal with it.
He's old. The memory's slipping. But I do agree.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, they're different players at different stages. I mean, you've got one that's 17 versus a 22. I mean, yes. Fundamentally, you're going to be different between those two ages. You develop a little more by 22. I mean, 100% agreed. I think for what this team needs and what they're trying to do, Nate Wirtz just doesn't fit that, and he wasn't going to get that opportunity. And I think it's even more evident now by seeing like what a Luis Alvarez does when he's out on the field.
Yeah, I do think we had this youth movement intention,
Yes.
but it didn't pan out because we didn't supplement it with the veterans and the talent and the nurturing around it. I don't know if USL Championship is at a level to do that young, 17, 16, 15-year-old players to develop. I think the there's too much pressure on coaches, too much pressure to succeed.
Well,
And
the margins are smaller.
yes. So like it's there's a reason why like we should be building out a pyramid, we should be doing these things and like supporting the youth soccer, which you've interviewed and talked about on the show. So like there's better pathways, and like don't get me wrong, Nate Wirth is a talent. It's why he was on the US youth national team and did well there. But I think, like I don't know if you can develop the talent as well in the USL Championship as it not anymore. Maybe 5-6 years ago you could have gotten away with it because like the differential was higher and like anyway. But anyway, I do think that you're right. I want to bring it back to result of Saturday of like it did feel like the team was turning a corner. It did, and as boring as that match was, it felt like the old NASL days of just like, and it's two former NASL teams, that have gone through some stuff. And it felt like that old, boring slugfest physicality. And I will say, to USL's credit, it's become more of a skill league than a physicality league. But you you couldn't tell that from watching Rowdies in San Antonio. And it sucks. I mean, I joked earlier because I think it's almost time for shot number 2, but that the season's over. But it's starting to feel like it is to me. Like we're halfway through, the runway's short, and what are we gonna do?
Well, we're still searching for certain things, and I mean, we're at a point where we should be searching for certain things still. I mean,
Right.
yeah, to your point, I think we have a best 11. I think we do based on health, obviously, right? I think we do have a system in place. Now, obviously, that's going to change a bit now with Dominic Casiato coming in. And I do think we have a team that has a fight to them, but there's still inconsistency up and down the field and a serious lack of consistency in finding the back of the net, which are just are not recipes, are not good recipes for success.
Yeah. The lack of goals still.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man. Like where are they going to come from at this point without like Alvarez isn't as much as a goal. We're not using him yet as a goal scorer. We're using him more as a creator along with, so unless he starts smashing worldlies from like outside the box and, cause like, I don't want to harp on a person, but Arteaga is just.
No, I mean, you're not wrong.
His goals, they're just not there. Like
they're not there.
When he's your main striker and he can't hit a bull in the ass with a handful of rice, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Well, even in this game, I don't think he had a shot on target of this game. I know nobody did, but I mean, still, and I think I like what we've done by putting, Alvarez and Passius and Arteaga up top. I think the three of them actually do work well with one another up top. I think they do create. Obviously, Woobens is the only one really finding success with it. But you're right. I mean, again, and I know last week I was back on the Arteaga bandwagon because, I don't know. I don't want to give up on the guy, but I mean, the week before I was like, I'm done. I don't know. I don't know what I am, but I mean,
I think a good summation of our offense this season was when Woobens had almost a breakaway and then just tripped over his own feet and ate shit.
Yeah, honestly, that's true. And what's thing is like, I mean, I don't know if Woobens is necessarily the answer, even if we get a different striker, or if it's just because he's the only one out there putting the ball in the back of the net. I mean, I don't know. I like what I see from him in moments, but I don't know that he's the answer.
He's not the complete striker Steve Coleman and Robbie Nielsen's system needed. Like we've talked about, like the press isn't fully there. The off the ball effort isn't always there.
Nope.
He's still relatively young too, but you want to see that effort. That's when that effort should be there. Like you're trying to.
Right.
But like So he's got the goals. Arteaga has the effort. There shouldn't be both taking up the same spot. Like we need to combine them and fill in the gaps.
Yeah, I mean, like again, and you talked about this earlier in the season. I mean, we need a different striker up top to be able to allow Lubins to play off of. And Arteaga would be fine to bring him in like an 80th minute or something like that. If we're putting in more crosses or if there's other opportunities for that. I mean, maybe he's okay for that role, but I as a 90-minute striker or even as a 60-minute striker, it's not working. And unfortunately, I mean, who else are you going to bring in at this point? I mean, I know we put Leo up top towards the end to kind of do something, but it's like, that's not really Leo's strength. That's not what he does. I mean, like he could do it. He's serviceable. He's a professional, right? So he'll do what he's asked to do, but that's not what he does. I don't know. We could sit here and talk all day about the holes in this lineup. I mean, I was surprised that Kinziel got the start on the right-hand side instead of over Moon, who I think is far more dynamic, especially when you've got a guy like Bodley out there causing havoc on the left-hand side. I was a little surprised to see him stay out there as long as he did. I don't know why we wouldn't have brought on a guy like Skinner sooner. Oh, never mind. Oh, no, he was right there. Yeah, Skinner was there on the bench. I don't know why we don't bring him to Skinner sooner. You could tell by the 71st. I mean, really by the 71st. I mean, he made that long run where he got it behind the defense, and his first touch took him to the outside of the 18 as opposed to directly at goal where it would have been one-on-one. You could just see that he was done. He was gassed. And yet we held him out there for another 10 minutes. And I was shocked to see him do that. I don't know why we don't make that move sooner, but I don't know, man. I'm not a coach. I mean, I don't know. There's a number of questionable things happening that I didn't understand. We don't have a striker. Defensively, I thought we were fine. Even when Lassa went down, Cassie's a guy you can bring in, either play with a 4-back or play him in a 3-back. I think I was good with that. At least I think defensively we have some answers, even though how many goals will we leak this year? I don't know, man. I don't know. There's just so much uncertainty. And part of it you could argue too is like the defense has been under constant attack because we've been unable to hold the ball offensively. And I mean, it's what the law of statistics says at some point, if you're losing the ball that much and your defense is constantly under pressure, yeah, of course you're going to give up more goals. It's just, it's math. It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those, I mean, it's a game played in phases and thirds, and it's a team game. So if your midfield can't press, can't hold the ball, can't pass, the defense is going to be under attack. If they can't link up to the forwards, and goals might not be scored. So the midfield has solidified with the return of Hilton, and like everybody finally getting healthy there.
Yeah, but did they look good this game? Did you think the midfield looked good this game?
I mean, I feel like
serviceable.
Yeah,
I felt like we could not hold possession at all this game.
You're right. Let's do the shot and get second number 2 out of the way. Cheers, my friend.
Yours is way more daunting. Yep, just as bad as the first.
It's like cough medicine in the worst way.
You know what? Hindsight, that went down smoother now. But nope. Hit the back of the tongue.
But yeah, it was rough. I think, I don't know. It's so hard. Like it feels like we're starting to do the same episode. The only difference is we're changing the casting with the coaches just a little bit.
Yeah, no, but I see. Here's why I push back though, because I mean, realistically, we played a solid game. I mean, defensively, we didn't give up anything. If this defense had put out this kind of game, I think throughout the first half of the season they put out in this game against, let's be honest, I mean, San Antonio is a very good team. They score a lot of goals. Now they concede a lot of goals, but they score a lot of goals. And we held their attack very good. I mean, look, I realize that Juan Agudelo is on the tail end of his career, but at one time he was a U.S. national team striker. He was on Red Bull when they were at their hottest. I mean, the guy can still play, and we held him to, like, he looked elementary.
Yeah, nothing.
No, I mean, and it took a broken down at the very end of the game, just everybody's dead tired goal to be scored for truthfully, like if you could remove the last 30 seconds of this game, I walk away really happy with the game overall. I'm not overly excited about the midfield not being able to hold possession. I'm still not crazy about the fact that our strikers are not able to put more opportunities on goal. Although I know it was kind of talked about like our strikers didn't have opportunities. Like we had more than you think. I mean, Forrest Lasso almost had a goal off a corner kick that, let's be honest, was, I mean, if that goalkeeper doesn't just throw his mid out there, I mean, it's a different game. I mean, there was plenty of moments in this game where I'm like, yeah, I mean, like we're better than San Antonio, and they're number 2 in the West. Now, obviously, we all have our opinions on the West, blah, blah, blah. Even though the announcer's like, oh, the West is the best. Shut up. You're paid to say that. You suck.
I don't believe the Western Conference exists. They're just not real.
I mean, for as upset, and I saw some of the comments. I did it again. I mean, they weren't as bad well, hold on. They weren't as bad as they have been in months past, especially whenever Steve Coleman first took over. They aren't as bad as they were then. People that I didn't expect to see kind of hating on the team were hating. I was kind of shocked, but it still wasn't that bad. I mean, like it's frustrating because you are mad, but it's hard to be mad at a team that really played not a great game, but a very good game, deserving of what should have been the final of a 0-0 draw against a team that statistically is better than us. So, I mean, look, there's every reason for me to think, as much as this sucks, look, again, we're going to have another away game. What, Wednesday, I think, is our next game? Like, holy shit. I mean, what a rough go of it. I mean, what is it about our new coaches and just being thrown to the freaking wolves, dude? Like, what is it?
I will be there on Wednesday in Hartford to heckle.
Really?
Yeah. We usually do Hartford away. And
okay.
we need to get away for even just like 6 hours something just to breathe. That. So we are going to go heckle the Rowdies in Hartford.
Hell yeah, man. Go talk to Coach Cosiato.
Yeah. Maybe they'll let me go into the locker room and yell at them for a little bit.
Have Aaron do your hair before the game.
Yeah. Last year I went with Jeff Herndon. He flew up and we went out there. And I wasn't doing the show. I wasn't a part of this. I retired. I hung up the microphone, and I still got yelled at by a certain team official that told me to be nicer to the Rowdies on Twitter. And I said, "Well, can you please play better?"
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah. I mean, but yeah. Well, that'll be nice. So how far is that trip? I mean, how far is it for you guys?
It's supposed to be about 2.5 hour drive. It usually ends up being about 3.5, 4. Because of traffic and everything. So,
and you have to drive up there, obviously, correct?
Yeah, we can. I mean, there's public transportation, but I think that would take us all day.
Yeah, no.
So we just drive, and Casey's got to work for the half the day. So,
okay. Well, that'll be nice. So, no, I mean, to your point, I know you got a lot of stuff going on personally. So, glad you guys are going to get a chance to go up there and watch them. And I honestly think. I really feel like, I mean, it sucks we're not gonna have Lasso for this next game. I mean, look. If you're telling me the back line's going to be Guillen, Castellanos, Wyke, I'm good with that. I think that's a good back line. I think the team itself, I just hope they come out mad about that last result and really want to put it to the next team. You really hope that's the mentality. And, we'll see. I mean, I mean, again, any away day is a tough game.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've had Hartford. Sorry, I thought the Jaeger was about to fall. I have it on ice so it doesn't get warm and even more gross. But I think we've kind of Hartford. We've had Hartford's number away. I don't know if I've seen them lose up here yet, knock on wood. But Hartford is starting to figure things out again, and we are not. So, it's hard to say. I do think that if we can find goals, we'll be obviously the, John Madden thing of the team that scores the most points wins. But I have hope. I haven't been let down in Hartford yet, but I don't know, man. I'm not feeling overly optimistic, but maybe that's just where my head is at in life right now.
I don't know, man. I think we win this game. I mean, I just think this team was frustrated by that result. I think, especially to have played as well as they did, obviously not great, but I think well enough to deserve that point. I mean, obviously well enough was whatever. I mean, but I mean, I think they played well enough to have earned a point in that game, and to not get that in such a tough way. I feel like this team is still hungry. I don't feel like this team has given up yet. So I believe they'll have fight and want to go out there. And I mean, Hartford, yeah, but look, they beat Detroit City after literally playing them, a week earlier, 2 weeks earlier in the Jägermeister Cup and losing in penalties. So, for them to beat them in regular season, I mean, that's them wanting to come back out and make a name for themselves. They did beat Loudoun 3-0. Ouch. That's kind of shocking. All right. Well, I don't know.
I think John John Morrissey, or maybe it was the USL show. I don't know. I was scrolling, and one of their bullet points for their talking points was, "Is Hartford the real deal?" or something like that. And I was like, of course they're going to be right before we play them. But we'll change that narrative. We'll win, maybe.
Yeah, look, I think we go out there and I think we can get a result. I don't see any reason why we can't.
The fact that
But
we
I
can't score goals.
don't know, but we can. Kind of. I don't know. I mean, I look, credit to San Antonio's defense for not really giving a lot of opportunities. I will say, if you watch that game, they're very good. They're very organized to getting 9 to 10 guys behind the ball when they play defense. And that's a team that was bought into their system. There's a reason they're second in the West. I mean, say what you will about the West. I mean, um, I know they concede a lot of goals, but it's not from a lack of trying to get back in there. It sucks when you get a team that concedes as much as they score and you can't find one.
I am just glad that Alan Marcina is not their coach. I don't care about them anymore. I hate Alan Marcina. I don't know if that has been recorded. I'm sure it has because I hate him.
Okay, that's news to me, but I'll take it.
Well, then you didn't listen to the show previously. I hated that man. I think when he got fired at baggage claim back in the NASL days, I think I celebrated on air because that was one of the funniest things and it couldn't have happened to a better person. And I hate when people lose their jobs, but I just hate him.
Wow. I mean, no, I did not know this. I mean, look, I mean, if I sat here and told you I listen to every episode, that'd be a bold-faced lie. I listen to a lot.
Why are you on the show now? I thought this was only supposed to be like, I thought we did like a
consistently here. I don't want to hear from you. All right, Mister. I've got life happening.
Yeah. Do you not see these? I'm in the process of packing and moving.
I'm moving to the couch after this.
And that's the least stressful part of life right now.
I have a 16 okay to make it because that's when we dropped. I have a 16-year-old who's been living with me for a whole month. I mean, that's
I'd rather have him on the show. We need youth. We need our own youth movement.
Oh, he doesn't care about sports. It's crazy. And it's like for his mom and I being big sports people, he couldn't care less about sports. Couldn't care less. He likes the Rowdies because of me, because it's my team. And I work for the team and I do a podcast about the team. But beyond that, that's fair. All right, fine. Well, hold on now.
Yes, you did. When you did grounds crew for the Rowdies, I will not take away from the labor you did.
Thank you.
And then you got too old to be outside and they moved you into the nursing home.
This is also mostly kind of, totally true. Whatever. But all I'm saying is he don't give a shit about the Rowdies. Even though I buy him all the gear, he's like, whatever. He's a walking billboard for the team. They'll ask him questions about the team. He's like, I don't know.
My favorite thing is since we moved up here and I retired from doing the show, I was like, I don't need to watch every game. That was part of why I retired, was so I could, take a break. But Casey, who will tell you does not give a shit about the Rowdies, has to watch every Rowdies game. And I'm like, I thought we didn't care. And she's like, no, I just need to.
This is why y'all are a great match. Y'all work well. I mean, plus you get other good sports. I mean, you guys went up to the was it the Liberty game? Yeah, yep. Which looked like a lot of fun, by the way.
I went to a regular.
I've never been to a WNBA game, so I mean, I don't know anything about it other than what I've seen on TV.
I went to a men's NBA. I went to a Brooklyn Nets game 2 years ago, and it was I didn't pay much attention. I should say it was more on me. But the Liberty game at the same place was a lot of fun. I enjoyed every second of it. Women's sports, especially we're Gotham season ticket holders, yep. we go there. Women's soccer in general, WNBA, the women's hockey league is great. But I love hockey, men's at the NHL. I love the PWHL. I love the Rowdies. I love Gotham. I don't have an NBA a men's NBA team, but the Liberty are my WNBA team. We just like sports. It's a sports apartment.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's a good, healthy thing. You got to have things that you both can kind of enjoy and celebrate together. I mean, that's
baseball. So that's one bad thing.
Look, if they didn't pay me, I don't know how I'd feel sometimes. There's times and certain seasons where I don't know how I feel about baseball.
The Rays are up here in exactly 2 weeks.
Yep.
And I'm going to go to the game on the 28th because it is my best friend who Gareth. Garrett's birthday is the 28th.
Nice. Okay.
He was supposed to come up and we are going to go to the game together, but he can't because marriage and babies. So I'm going to go and I'm going to wear my Gareth Reese t-shirt with my Rays stuff and celebrate him at the Yankees game, maybe with or without Casey.
Nice. Hey, by the way, I was going to say there's a couple quotes that Coach Casiato had said after the game, and I kind of want to touch them a little bit. Like one of them was there was some positive takeaway from tonight, but I definitely think we could have managed the game a little better at the end. He also says we're really threatening. San Antonio really threatening us. I think going down to 10 men obviously makes things more challenging. Those last 30 seconds of the game, we just have to manage a little better. That ball can't be coming back from midfield and then getting behind us. The ball should have just worked up the line and away from danger, and the game should be over. Agreed. And then he said positives from the night to build on. He says San Antonio are a good team and good players. We're more than a match for them most of the game. They're one of the top teams in Western Conference for us, knowing that we can come here and compete, which I agree, and stay organized, which we did, which we were for large parts of the game until got behind the goal. We just need to continue making sure we're disciplined defensively, which I mean that's been something we've talked about all season. If we can do that, it gives us a great chance to win games. And like I think those are all things that we know. I mean, obviously he sees already what we kind of already know, and that's fine. This team is going to change over the next 6 months.
As it should. As it should.
Yeah, it's going to change a little bit. And look, it might be for the better, it might be for the worse. But I mean, at the end of the day, Dominic Casiato says he has an obligation to figure out who his team is, to get ready for off season, to build on the off season, to give the players he needs to build for next year. And I mean, look, that could be good or bad for those of us fans that are still wanting to fight for this season. I would just say to a lot of people right now, just understand the bigger picture here. I mean, don't give up on this season. Expect things from this team. Want things from this team, but at the same time, be realistic as to what the long-term play is here, especially now that we've signed a new head coach.
Yeah.
To really kind of take us into the next chapter.
I mean, you can give up on the season and just go all in on the Jägermeister Cup. I mean, that's fine. That's what I'm basically doing.
I'm glad you brought that up. I brought that up last week. I was like, you might be right. I was like, maybe giving up on the season, going all in on the cup, is maybe the right move. There's every reason to think that we could take this thing seriously and get ourselves a cup. And I mean, do what Tottenham did. They were, a couple points away from relegation, but they won and they got a trophy at the end of the year. Why can't we do something like that? Why can't we go trophy?
I don't ever, sorry, Garrett, if you do listen to this, but I never want to be compared to Spurs.
Well, okay, so there's only one redeeming quality about Tottenham, and that's Son. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Yes,
I don't care about
but no, you're right. Like, I think
he's a wonderful human being.
I think a real stock assessment needs to be made. Like, obviously, we're out of the Open Cup. That's over and done with, thank God. The season, we're pretty much halfway exactly of the season. Look at the lay of the land. Maybe in the next match or two, if you can get 2 wins and if we can bump up the standings slightly, then like take it and maybe put an effort in. But especially if we can get a result with Charleston in the Jaeger Cup, whether it's win on penalties or whatever, and we can win the group or even second in the group where we advance, there's no reason to not take the Jägermeister Cup seriously. They're like silverware. And I'm a little partial to be like, yes, I know it was a USL League One Cup last year, but it's not this year. The championship, if we could be the first USL championship team to win the Jägermeister Cup, Rowdies should be a part of history and do it. Like, I want to see that happen. I think, like we said, silverware, just win it. Like, the USL season is so close to being over for us that like a decision should be made, and I would not be afraid of like playing more of the kids, giving Musali a run out in the league to rest Arteaga and or Woobens to give them the legs for the Jaeger Cup. But well, let's see. I'm not opposed to going all in on the Jaeger Cup.
No, and I think to your point, I think you're absolutely right in this regard. Like, I thought about this afterwards, and like, you're absolutely right. Like, this is something that Dominic Casiato can say to the team, like, hey, this is what we're rallying around. We want to win this tournament. And it's something that is feasible. Who cares how you look during the regular season? It doesn't matter. These are two separate things. We've done really well in the tournament. There's every reason for us to buy in and say, as a team, this is our goal now. I mean, I don't know how all players will react to maybe that, but I mean, it gives something that's a realistic, attainable goal that we are very much in the mix for. Maybe that is the rallying call for this team and for the rest of the season. And I'm 100% with you. I think it's the right move. I think it's the right choice. I think it is something that it gives these guys a chance to kind of put their best foot forward and show to their coach what they can do. and then also build for for the new year. So I'm in. I actually, and it's so funny because for somebody like me I knew nothing about this tournament. I didn't even really know the name. I didn't care. I just didn't care. I mean, it was like the Open Cup. I don't care. I care about the regular season.
And now you're doing
I had
shots of
really,
Jaeger. Now you're, on a Monday night, you're doing shots of Jaeger to celebrate wins in this silly cup.
what's awful is I have a light buzz, and it really makes me mad that I even feel it.
I realized before I sat down to do this that I have only eaten a jerk chicken gyro today at
Yes.
5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, actually 4:30. So this was a terrible idea because I can. So, it's starting to sink in a little bit, and we got one more shot to go. So we should do that, and then let's do this last shot, and then we can talk about the last item on our list and call it a night.
All right, I'm with it. Cheers.
Cheers. Terrible crap. So that was my reaction to the news that there's a deal in principle for some other person group to buy the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, I do believe the article, the Tampa Bay Times article, or even whatever article, has specifically said it is unknown if the Rowdies are included in the sale. I wish I could give you some background info. I have not heard anything, but I'm going to operate under the assumption that it is buying all of the Tampa Bay Rays assets, including the Tampa Bay Rowdies. That is the assumption I have. I have not, because I would assume if we weren't under the deal, there would have been reassurances. Somebody would have said something. There would have been a discussion about that. Silence means that we're probably a part of it. So basically, what this sale means for the Rowdies is unknown. There was a bit in the ESPN article I read, it's probably just reposted from somebody else, is the new owners, if this deal goes through, there's approval upon hoop, that all of this has to jump through, that if first through MLB, and if we're included through USL. So this is no done deal on either end yet, as likely as it is. But they said they want to keep the team in the area, like the Rays in the area, but really they want to move them to Tampa, which has been the idea for a while for most fans. Population centers, blah, 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 blah. Again, this provides zero insight for what it means for the Rowdies. Wish I had more. I know this guy is based in Jacksonville, I think the head guy of this ownership group. So maybe he will, buy the Armada and combine. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't need Squid Face, dude, to start showing up at our games here.
You don't want Robert Palmer? You don't
dude,
want,
do you remember that guy? Stop it.
The mascot?
No. Remember, there was a guy that wore a knit crochet.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was an asshole.
He was an odd fella.
Yeah. I went to Jacksonville once, allegedly. I remember nothing of the trip there.
I
the trip
remember
back.
a lot of it.
I don't think I was actually there. Nobody can prove. Nobody can prove I was there. I don't remember. So if I don't remember, it didn't happen.
It's funny. I talked last week about the joy of doing away days and how it's not necessarily kid friendly. And some people have a little more fun than others, but it is worth doing an away day. I think you are kind of the prime example of that. But I think for all people, I think the away days are worth the experience. Because I gave a lot of praise to the mob guys and the casuals and just the regular fans that went down to the FC Naples game. That is a unique experience that you only get by being part of an away day and being there for a win or loss. I mean, preferably a win, obviously. But you've been there from what you remember.
Allegedly.
Maybe, there's pictures. I might have one or two.
Oh, no. I'm scared. There was also a Fort Lauderdale day when we were playing the Strikers before they moved to the cricket grounds.
The cricket grounds was fun, though.
I didn't get to the cricket grounds. I just went to Lockhart, and Hotshot, their mascot, tried to take off my pants.
That checks out.
That is one of my few memories there. I vaguely remember that trip. I was also way too drunk on that. I didn't even get drunk on the bus.
Well, to be fair, this was Bachelor Dan days, which, was a unique Dan. You guys that meet Dan now, you don't You don't know Prime Dan. Prime Dan was, and I don't even know like Prime Dan. I know Prime Dan from Rowdy's days.
Yeah.
Prime Dan he was a road trip legend. That's all I'll say.
There was tailgates in our parking lot with the shambong where I was shotgun like champagne bong of like that was brutal, man. I'm so
But
glad I got old and don't have to do that anymore.
But the point is that I was trying to emphasize to people is if you get a chance to do an away day, like you're going to be doing with Casey, it's just especially if they win. I mean, obviously wins are always better than losses. Of course, the mentality of the team, it's all different. I mean, the team is really always appreciative regardless of the result. But being in an away day is huge, and it's a great experience. It's a unique chance to kind of connect with teams and players and coaches that you're not going to get in any other circumstance. And I was encouraging people last week to go if given the opportunity.
I would love to get to more USL stadiums, but if you can do an in-state bus trip, the bus trips especially, like to Naples, well, Fort Lauderdale to Jacksonville, I think USL Jacksonville or whatever their name is now starts next year.
Generic Jacksonville name was an
Yeah.
FC or something now.
Yeah, I don't know, but if
Why do they all suck and do this? What American soccer? What the hell, man?
we could do a whole episode on the boring, like the boring and like the sterilization of American soccer, because like American sports fans are weird. They wear knit squid masks. They, look at the NFL. There are grown giant men like Big Nasty in Tampa, or like it's kitschy, it's weird, it's cringy in a way, but it's so good. And our soccer club name should reflect it. The Rowdies, the Cosmos, the FTC.
I didn't mean to go down this tangent. I'm sorry. It's a valid tangent.
But like we should have that, and we need to bring it back. But I mean, it's good. It's a good way to end the show is on random rants.
I know, but yes. I mean, look, I'm glad you guys are doing away day. People go to away days. I mean, they're an experience that should happen.
Yes. You should.
The guys do a great job at organizing that stuff. If you're ever unsure, talk to the mob, reach out to them on their socials. They're really good about getting on the information out there.
Yep. Join the Discord. That is where I think most of the info swapping happens, is in their Discord channel.
Yes, I'm on the Discord, so I kind of keep track of that stuff as well. So where are we at here? We got Hartford Wednesday. Look, I love you guys, but tomorrow's my son's birthday. I can't promise this will be out tomorrow. I will try.
No, Wednesday or Thursday. Well, Wednesday's fine.
I'm going to get it out before the game. So
Okay.
I'm going to do some things tonight. In fact, I think he's asleep. He woke up at like 3 and stayed awake. Sucker. That's what he gets for chasing him. Do you have any love yous for this week? Or is there anybody
to go back to the women's sports? Tobin Heath retired from football.
Yes.
I don't know if there was a more technical soccer player I've seen, man or woman, play the game than Tobin Heath. She helped me fall in love with the sport in general. Her with the ball at her feet was magical. And then injury after injury, and it sucks that this happened to somebody who was still basically in their prime. But she made the decision to retire, and American soccer lost one of their most technical, talented, poetic players. And I just want to give a shout out, we love you, to Tobin Heath, because still will just talk. I could spend hours waxing poetic about watching her play, and I'm sad that we didn't get longer, but I'm glad she's now, her and Kristen Press, her alleged wife, I believe, I saw a post that they're actually married now. So good for them. Congrats to them. That they have a podcast like Rethink or something like that, Reimagine, something like that. I don't know, but it's great. I do listen to it because they have great insight as one former player and one current player. They have a lot of insight, and it's great. But thanks for the memories, Tobin. Thanks for the World Cups and the trophies. So yeah, we love you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really have a we love you. I will say that is a great shout out. I mean, Prime Tobin was just, she reminds me of a time before we were a technical team. She was so ahead of her time in the way that she played. And it was just, you hadn't seen anything like her before. And the way that she just absolutely sliced and diced and just put people on skates. She was so much fun to watch. And that's a great shout out. I try to reserve the we love yous for certain things, but I'm gonna keep it Rowdies related, but at a distance, and that is to Neil Collins with his 100th win, I think is what it is, in the USL Championship. Or was it 100th? Yeah,
I think so.
Kudos to him. I mean, he got a lot of those. I mean, pretty much 98% of those were with us. So really excited for him to get that win and continue his legacy, even if it is for somebody else. We still love you, Neil. You will always be Rowdies. And I don't care what other team tries to claim you. You will always be us, man.
I
So
have
congratulations.
a signed can of Iron Brew on my bookcase somewhere back there from him, so he will always be a Rowdies legend.
That is awesome. I mean, that's all I got, man. That was kind of the end for me. I don't really have anything else, and I don't suspect we'll do another one this week. It'll probably be next week sometime.
Yeah,
And you-
hopefully, as long as life doesn't continue to go absolutely crazy, I will be back. I mean, you can plan on doing one next week.
It's going to be crazy. It's a matter of how crazy. That's just life. At this
Yeah,
point.
if I have, I'm going to try Monday or Tuesday. If not, it's all you. But you plan Monday whenever is good for you, and I'll try to join.
I'll make it work, man. Sounds good, dude.
All right.
All right, guys,
Come on,
we're out of
Rowdies.
here. We love you. Come on, you Rowdies.
The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, they kick the ball around. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, and then they fall on the ground. Oh, the Rowdies, the Rowdies, the Rowdies are kicking the grass. When the Rowdies play soccer, it's a sight to behold. You'll swear there'll be devils with magical toes. You'll laugh, you'll cheer, you'll leap from your seat when they kick with their head instead of their feet. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, they kick the ball around. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, and then they fall on the ground. Oh, the Rowdies, the Rowdies, the Rowdies are kicking the grass. When the Tampa Bay Rowdies take the field, there's a roar. The fans, loyal fannies, cheer the team they adore. There's music, there's laughter, pretty girls all